Title: The echo of forbidden laughter. Dust danced in the beam of the flashlight, revealing ghostly silhouettes among the faded tents and rusted wagons. We'd heard the stories, of course. Everyone in Harrow Creek knew them: the abandoned circus of the Great Mole, the tragedy that shut it down, and the legend of Pomponio the Clown, murdered in cold blood on stage 50 years ago. We were young and stupid, thirsty for adrenaline and convinced of our immunity to fear. 4 friends, armed with nothing more than cheap flashlights and a camera, determined to spend the night in the cursed circus. "Are you sure about this?" Maya asked, her voice trembling despite her efforts to sound brave. "Relax, Maya. It's just stories," replied Liam, the bravest of the group, with a nervous smile. "Besides, don't you want to be the first to record a real ghost?" We entered. The main gate, a grotesque clown mouth with peeling paint, creaked like a broken bone as it opened. The smell of dampness, earth, and something indefinably rotten hit us full force. The silence was oppressive, interrupted only by the wind howling through the holes in the canvas of the main tent. In the center, the stage, a circle of worn wood, seemed to wait patiently. We decided to split up, explore the place on our own, and then meet back on stage in an hour. Liam and Josh went towards the animal area, while Maya and I headed to the back, where the dressing rooms were located. Pomponio's dressing room was the last one at the end of a dark and narrow hallway. The door was ajar, revealing an interior covered in dust and cobwebs. A broken mirror reflected fragments of light, multiplying the sense of unease. On the dressing table, a faded orange wig lay next to half-used makeup. I felt a chill that didn't come from the cold of the night. Suddenly, I heard a giggle. Low, guttural, childlike, and terribly menacing. It originated in the hallway. "Maya?" I asked, even though I knew it wasn't her. The giggle turned into a cackle, echoing in the confined space, making my teeth vibrate. I left the dressing room, my heart pounding. The hallway was empty. "Liam, Josh, are you playing a joke on me?" I shouted, hoping for an answer. Only the echo of my own voice answered me. I went back to the dressing room, feeling ridiculous. It was probably my imagination playing tricks on me. But the feeling of being watched persisted, like a tick embedded in my skin. When I turned to leave again, I saw something in the broken mirror. A reflection that shouldn't be there. A figure behind me, blurry and pale, with a grotesque smile painted on its face. I turned sharply, but there was no one there. I ran. I ran as fast as I could, desperately searching for the exit of the hallway. The laughter followed me, getting closer and closer, louder and louder, until I felt its icy breath on my neck. I reached the main tent, gasping and trembling. Maya was already there, her eyes wide with fear. "Did you hear it?" she asked, her voice barely audible. I nodded, unable to speak. We waited for Liam and Josh, but they didn't appear. The silence returned, this time even more menacing. Suddenly, the lights in the tent came on, illuminating the stage with a spectral light. Circus music, out of tune and distorted, began to play, filling the air with an infernal cacophony. In the center of the stage, a figure appeared. A clown. Tall, thin, with a faded checkered suit and a white mask that seemed to smile eternally. His eyes were 2 black pits of pure evil. It was Pomponio. "Welcome, ladies and gentlemen," said the clown, his voice a scratching on a chalkboard. "The show is about to begin." Horror seized us. We couldn't move, we were paralyzed by fear. Pomponio began his show. First, simple tricks, handkerchiefs that appeared and disappeared, flowers that sprouted from his hat. But soon, the tricks became more grotesque. Handkerchiefs soaked in blood, withered flowers that oozed a black, sticky liquid. Then, he pulled out a knife. A long, sharp knife that gleamed in the light. "Who wants to be the next volunteer?" Pomponio asked, his voice dripping with venom. Maya screamed. A high-pitched, desperate scream that broke the silence. Pomponio smiled. A smile that showed yellowish teeth as sharp as blades. He pounced on Maya, so fast that we couldn't react. He grabbed her by the neck and dragged her onto the stage. "No, please!" Maya screamed, struggling uselessly. Pomponio forced her to lie on the floor. He raised the knife in the air. I closed my eyes, unable to bear what was about to happen. I heard the dull sound of the knife penetrating flesh. The stifled scream of Maya. I opened my eyes slowly. Pomponio was standing, staring blankly at the non-existent audience. The knife dripped with blood. Maya lay motionless at his feet. Then, Pomponio turned to me. "Don't you like the show?" he asked, with a mocking smile. I ran. I ran like I had never run before, without looking back. I left the tent, The circus, Harrow Creek. I didn't stop until I reached the main road, where I hitchhiked to the nearest town. I never went back to Harrow Creek. I never found out what happened to Liam and Josh. But every night, when I close my eyes, I see Pomponio smile. I hear his laughter. And I know that the show will never really end. Because a clown's revenge is an echo that resonates forever.